Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and it's massive bad news for Arsenal. Last week we heard that Martinelli's going to be out for a month with the injury he got against Newcastle. Well, it's even worse. Havertz is going to be out probably for the rest of the season. And I've got to say, we told you so. This is a massive lesson for Premier League football clubs with owners who are prioritising Excel spreadsheets over performance on the pitch. I'll never understand why they do it, because ultimately, the more successful you are, the more money you make. And in football, risk has to be part of the reward. Arsenal have dropped the ball here. Everybody said they needed a striker for a long time. And now that failure to get in a striker is going to cost them. Also, today, Everton play Liverpool. We will be live for that for a watch along later. And we looked at that result and went, if Liverpool win that, the gap becomes 9 points. Is it over for Arsenal? Well, today could have been a day that the Premier League title was over for Arsenal in basis of the Everton-Liverpool game. It looks like it could be over basis of this injury news from David Ornstein, who says, Kai Havertz is set to miss the rest of the season through injury. Arsenal forward suffered torn hamstring during training at camp in Dubai. Unclear if 25-year-old Germany international will require surgery, but focus is getting fit for next season. Absolutely devastating news. I feel for Arsenal fans. I really, really do, because as a Man United fan, and I'm sure Spurs fans and Chelsea fans and every other fan of a club where things aren't going the way you would want them to go and common sense is not prevailing in your ownership boardroom, this is just incredible for Arsenal. I mean, it literally, I don't even like I told you so, but we did this video last week talking about how you look at somebody like Aston Villa, and yes, they've created funds by Duran going to Saudi, but what did they do with those funds? They went and got Malen, they got Rashford, they got Asensio, they got Garcia, they've got Disasi. They've massively increased the vibrancy and excitement and squad depth. Why? Because they're not in the top four. They're not close to the top four. They're probably not going to win the Champions League, and they want and need to be back in the Champions League next year. So they bring these players in at a bit of a gamble to try and boost that team and get back into Europe. And it starts with a good win against Spurs, and the place is buzzing, and there's enthusiasm there. And it's that thing I mentioned last week where at half time or halfway through a running race, you have a drink of an energy drink, you change your trainers, and you're ready to go. And if you don't have that energy drink and you don't change your trainers, you can get a bit tired and go, the finishing line can't come quick enough. And I look at Arsenal, and they have got the money, and they've gone, nah, I know we're halfway through this race, but let's think about next year. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense how many clubs sell this nonsense to their fans that we don't really want to do it in January because financially we'd rather do it in the summer. And some fans swallow it and go, yeah, we want to be sustainable. But what happens then is you buy whatever you're going to buy in the summer, you hit Christmas, you need reinvestment halfway through the race, and then they do it again. So even though you might be looking towards next season, halfway through next season, you'll be in this situation again because they won't do what needs to be done. Football is a changing. Chelsea were at the forefront of this. Man City have just done it themselves. The January transfer window used to be the place where owners could say, there's no value in the market, you can't get any players. You can get players. It's been proven over the last 3 years. You can get good players in January. You've just got to have the money. And then it exposes the owners of these clubs who go, no, we don't want to spend because, we've got shareholders to please. The bottom line is football is not a bloody business. There are very few football clubs that are successful being operated as a business. In fact, I can't think of any. Real Madrid's a business, but they spend money on the pitch. They want to win on the pitch. You're telling me if Real Madrid didn't have a striker in January and they want to retain the Champions League and win La Liga, they'd go, we're going to wait till the summer. They're going to go out and do something. Even if it's a loan, they're going to go out and do something. Look at Spurs with Tell. There is something Arsenal could have done, and they are potless up front now. It's not acceptable, and Arteta said after the transfer deadline day that he was disappointed that he didn't get a striker, and I hope every Arsenal fan empathises with Arteta and his frustration, because what is he supposed to do? He's got no Saka, he's got no Martinelli, he's got no Havertz. I think Jesus is injured as well. and you think you're hunting down that Liverpool squad. It's over. It's been over for a long time, but it's definitely over now. And also the Champions League, over. You haven't got the goal threat. And I'm not saying Havertz was a threat, but it's better than nothing, and you've done nothing. I feel the frustration. As a football fan, this is one of the new frustrations in the modern game, and you feel so powerless against it. We've just done it at Manchester United this January transfer window. Bring a new manager in. The players can't play the system. We're getting beat most weeks. He needs new players, and the club go, we're waiting for the summer. And you go, we've got loads of opportunities left to win the FA Cup, the Europa League, get back into Europe, raise money, and you're waiting till the summer because you're looking at a bloody spreadsheet. These people shouldn't be running football clubs. Bank managers should be working at HSBC. They shouldn't be working in the Premier League. Football is about risk. It's entertainment. There is risk and reward. And what owner looks at a bloody spreadsheet and says, well, let's wait till the summer? Arsenal, on January the 1st, was still in the Carabao Cup, still in the FA Cup, still in a title race, and still in the Champions League. They are now out the FA Cup, out the Carabao Cup, and although they're technically in the title race in the Champions League, they're basically out because they didn't do anything in January. How can you mess up that scenario in a month and then sit there and go, our strategic plan is to wait till the summer? This is football. Football fans who think that's a good idea need to wake up. This is football. Arsenal were in a fantastic position halfway through the season and they dropped the ball. But talking about next season, what if next season Arsenal are 6th? Not in the Champions League anymore, not in a title race, and knocked out of both cups. Was it worth waiting? These owners do my head in, running football clubs like businesses, and it doesn't work because sport is entertainment and entertainment is risk, and risk is taking risks in the January transfer window on the... It's like you only score goals from the shots you take. If you don't take a shot, you can't score a goal. And that is an analogy for life, but it is also a very big analogy for Arsenal in reality. They haven't got somebody to take those shots, so they won't score the goals, and therefore they won't win the games and they won't win the trophies. In life, if you don't take a risk or take an opportunity, you won't get the opportunity. If you sit on your arse and do nothing, you will not achieve anything. Unless you've got a laptop in front of you and a box of tissues. But my point is, you've got to take that risk to achieve something. And, it must be devastating for Arsenal fans. That's all I'm going to say. Get your comments in below. Make sure you smash a like on the video. We are live for the watch along tonight, but I think it's, regardless of what happens tonight, how are Arsenal hunting down this Liverpool team now? It looks impossible to me. Thanks for watching. Take care. I look forward to your comments.